Hey sinners, you're listening to Sinful Cuts, the podcast that takes a look at the wild, weird, and wonderful world of horror. We take a deep dive into some of your favorite movies, possibly uncover some hidden gems. Sometimes we even get some stinkers. Thank you so much for joining us. We truly love having you here. Please sit back, take a listen, and let's get our scare on.
Thrill me.
Hello, sinners, and welcome to Sinful Cuts and our Shortcuts episode. And this is volume 12. We have a dozen shortcuts. If you stack them up, they are one regular size cut. So that's what we have now.
Like a nice loaf of bread.
That's right. That's right. So we are doling out slices of all the horror happenings this week, and things are getting exciting, and things are starting to pick up, and we just really need to make it through the end of December, and then usually in the first couple of months of the new year, the studios tend to drop some horror movies because the studios still believe that horror movies don't make any money, and they're not popular, and they dump them in the beginning of the year, and you know what? We absolutely love that. Because there's nothing better than January, February, March. You get at least one good, absolute, knock your socks off horror movie. I would have to say, because like Scream, Scream did come out in the winter, but I was thinking Smile.
Oh, okay.
And then I was also thinking, I think Barbarian was probably more towards like the spring-ish, but you get that like 4-month window right there where without fail, and now I'm probably jinxing it because I'm saying it out loud, but without fail, you usually get one horror movie that's really not on anyone's radar, but just absolutely hits, and then word of mouth starts to spread, and that's my favorite kind of horror movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, we can't do anything until we get the birthdays out of the way.
Yes, I got some good ones for you.
All right, I'm so excited.
All right, so I got 3 in total. So I got 1978, Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
I just missed this. It was at Cinema Arts Center last Saturday, but Jen and I had a dinner date, and all week long I was like, I wonder if I could somehow spin this dinner date into me taking my wife to a horror movie that I really want to see, and I chickened out, and I didn't do it. I know, I'm such a chicken.
Yeah.
And then we went to dinner, and it wasn't even good. Fail on both levels. That movie, Philip Kaufman, with Donald Sutherland and Brooke Adams.
A very young Donald Sutherland, too.
Right?
Yeah.
Possibly, oh man. I mean, this is pretty high up there. No, I'm actually I'll co-sign on it. This is absolutely one of my top 10 horror movies of all time.
Okay.
I love this movie so
Because I love the original.
Same here.
In 1956, I believe.
And how about you get the fact that, oh man, I'm never going to remember his name on the fly right now, but you get the original actor from that shows up in the remake.
Yes.
Or the retelling, I suppose. And I love it so much. It's so good. Oh, and, I mean, Sinners, we're actually doing Gremlins after we finish this Shortcuts episode. That actor shows up in, I think, a few Dante movies.
Does he?
And if it's Kevin, his name is Kevin McCarthy.
McCarthy, I believe, yeah.
Not the piece of shit from Congress, the absolutely kissable face, beautiful man who was in the Invasion of the Body Snatchers. So, I mean...
Just to be clear.
What's a Shortcuts episode without a potential lawsuit coming our way? So, anyway, sinners, Kevin McCarthy, he shows up in Inner Space, and I want to say he shows up in another Dante, but I'll have to check that out. But anyway, kisses all over the face. God, I love that movie. What else you got?
All right, next up, 1998, The Faculty.
Okay.
I loved this movie.
I know you do.
I know.
I know you do. And I like this movie.
Okay.
I like this movie a lot, actually.
But my celeb crush is in it.
Wait. All right. Don't you dare say a word.
Uh-huh.
Don't you dare say a word. Is it? Because I know how you feel about Josh Hartnett. But is this possibly Elijah Wood?
Yeah.
Yeah, girl!
Yeah! I love Elijah
High fives.
Wood.
You're getting there. High fives. Hey, that line starts right here.
Love to have you on the podcast, Elijah.
Elijah Wood is horror royalty, because we've talked about this before, how he supports the genre so much. He does such great things. Every interview I've ever seen with him, he seems like an absolute delight and just so much fun and a very nice, decent person.
Yes,
So,
I agree.
oh, kisses on both cheeks for Elijah Wood. Dan, you and I might have to enter the octagon to battle out. Who's going to kiss Elijah Wood's face first?
Oh yeah, I will pummel you to the ground first.
Well, hold on.
As if we're running from a horde of zombies.
Hold on. If I didn't get beat up for the impression I did of you last week, I feel pretty confident you're not going to beat me up now. But we'll see.
But we shall see.
Oh my God. All right, The Faculty. All right, I have to. I know I've told sinners, forgive me, because I know I repeat stories, but I know I have to tell you the story again. Famke Janssen, I want to say 92, sitting in front of me, but to the side at Goodfellas, 19th Street movie theater in the city, and I didn't watch one single second of a almost 3-hour movie because I just looked at the side of her face for 3 hours, which is incredibly creepy.
Yes, I would say so.
I'll own that. I will own that. But she is, like, you see these gorgeous people just on screen, and then you see them in real life, and you're like, you're not. You can't be that good looking.
Yeah.
It's insane. She looked like
Almost like a statue.
She looked like and I mean this as a compliment, Famke, because I know you're listening. She looked like the sexiest vampire you've ever seen in your life.
Okay.
I mean, she's just tall with that jet black hair. She was literally stunning. Thanks a lot. You fucked up the experience of me seeing Goodfellas for the first time, so that's on you, Famke. But jeez, I mean, oh my God.
But
I mean,
gorge.
how about a Elijah Wood Famke Janssen combination there?
Oh, that would be the best day of our lives.
Jeez, we're getting all our crushes out today on the episode. All right, so Faculty, I literally watched it about a month ago.
Okay.
And this movie's growing on me. I'm a solid like, and I'm creeping up into a love.
Okay.
It's good.
I think it also probably just came out like at a good time.
It did.
I feel like 1998, like it wasn't a great year. I feel like for horror, like a great time frame, like the 90s is almost as a whole, like the late 90s. But this, I think, it came out like at a good time.
We're still kind of like hopscotching on that high we got from Scream in '96, and I feel like everything was so great because then The Mummy comes out as well, and we had so much good. We got the goodies, and then 2000 came, and all the wheels flew off the bus, and the bus exploded. But I mean, we got it back. We got the mojo back.
Like a roller coaster ride, I guess.
What else you got?
All right, one more, and this is a big one.
Oh shoot! You already told me this one.
Yeah,
Ooh.
1973, so 50 years. The Exorcist.
Okay. Serious question. Is this the scariest movie you've ever seen in your life?
I think it kind of is.
And I think...
especially with my experience. I was 11 years old when I first saw it.
It's also like...
By my dad's recommendation.
That's...
Dad.
I can't even tell you how happy that makes me. I can't even tell you how happy that makes me. But I mean, look... My parents took me to Jaws. I was 6, like it just,
yeah.
That's the way it happened back then.
Yeah.
You open the paper and your parents were like, this looks good, get in the car, we're going.
Yeah.
And then you were in therapy for the next 25 years and, can't go in the shower. But this movie, especially if, and Shannon, I grew up Catholic. So if you're Catholic, especially Catholic in the 70s, and then this movie comes out, it just really, there's no other way to put it, it just royally fucked you up.
It really did.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I watch it now, not a lot. I watch it now. You know what, this movie now, as far as like my demon possession, because it's weird to say this, but in my mind, Rosemary's Baby is boxing out The Exorcist right now in like the ongoing tally in my head.
I was gonna say because that is a close second of. Here's the thing with at least the differences to me with Rosemary's Baby. First of all, it was beautifully written and beautifully executed.
Yeah.
But to me, that was a lot more eerie.
Yes.
the whole time.
Yes.
Where The Exorcist was just straight up fucking scary.
Well, and the filmmaking styles are so different as well, because like Rosemary's Baby almost leans into like a little bit of like the like 60s. It's still holding on to like that 60s studio system, you know, with the sets and the costume design and the set decoration, which works insanely well for the film, because then you have, you know, demonic rape. Like, you're just not prepared for where the movie goes. Where The Exorcist, it's like it's freaking filming in this. I don't want to say that it's like a guerrilla style, because it's not. But it's just different.
Yeah.
You know, it's just different. Like, it's
People weren't ready for it too,
No.
especially during these time frames.
It's almost like some scenes are almost like documentary. But both of the films are shot insanely beautifully and well. But I love the fact that they're so different. They're so visually different at the same time. But yeah, right now I'm on a real Rosemary's Baby high.
Okay.
But it's weird. Like, do you do that in your head? You're like, well, this one's a little ahead of this one, or am I just a weirdo?
What, like when you compare like a movie to a movie?
Yeah.
No, I feel like I do that all the time.
Right? Like,
Yeah, I'm always researching movies, so there's always like there's always a movie in the forefront of my head, especially now since we started this podcast.
Right?
Yeah, I'm always looking at
I do this weird thing now where like whatever genre or subgenre or subgenre we're talking about, it's almost like horses on a racetrack, and I have like my 5, and then they're just vying for position constantly. I'm so glad that you said that you do something like that too, because I thought I was galactically weird.
So I was actually like backtracking on Facebook, like looking up whatever I was looking up, honestly, and so, I think I was like searching, like, you know, we're about to talk about like our top 10. Spoiler alert, I only have 9, but whatever. I might steal one of yours.
I was gonna say, I wish you hadn't said a thing. And for the 10th one, you picked like a rom-com that came out and then argued to death that it was a horror movie.
Make it up. It's like my own movie. Oh my, I'm just gonna make it like eventually. It's the best movie you'll ever see.
You could have tricked me so easily if you were like, you didn't see the ball peen hammer? And I'm like, no. Yeah, oh yeah, I came out of Argentina. Will you even call yourself a podcaster? You could have got me big time on that
could have.
one.
But I found, when I was looking back, I found like a review that I did back in like 2015, and I'm like, I've been doing this for this long, so
this was just waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's it for anniversary birthdays.
Okay. Couple of exciting things, but you know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me pivot to books. So, just because we're pressed for time, I'm really not going to go into the synopsis.
Okay.
But it's just kind of the wrap up, because we want to get to our end of the year.
Yeah, because that might take up some time. So this might not be a shortcuts actually.
Yeah, it might be a little bit of a long cut. 3 books. We're going to wrap up the year with these guys. The first one is by James Tyler Toothman. What a great last name, Toothman. I can't believe you're not a dentist. This book is called 3 Sixes and a Forked Tongue, or Cold Medicine and a Liar. You know what?
That's interesting.
Mr. Toothman, bravo on the title. Love it. Okay, so please check that out. As always, you can find the synopsis to these books on readjumpscares.com, curated by the incredible Emily Hughes. Next is Children of the Dark by Jonathan Janz. His books are incredibly good, incredibly scary, but he just happens to be one of the most handsome men. It's like him and Stephen Graham Jones fight it out for who's the most handsome horror novelist. Children of the Dark, please check it out. Then you have The God Machine by Greg F. Oh, Greg, it's Gifune. Gifune?
Gifune?
It feels like
Gifune. Gifune?
Your name's Gifune, Greg. Anyway,
It
we're
is
promoting.
now.
Don't get mad. We're promoting your book. God Machine, check it out. All these dropped between the 21st, 29th, and then God Machine just says December, so it's probably out there. What is today? The 17th? Yeah. So that is it for books, but I did want to point out that on readjumpscares.com, Emily has posted her list. Incredibly thorough list of 2024's new horror books.
Ooh.
When Shannon, I hit her up on Instagram, and I told her when this list comes out, it's like that moment in A Christmas Carol where Dickens is visited by the three ghosts and is no longer a monumental asshole, and he opens the window and he screams out, "Huzzah! Boy, fetch me a goose! What day is it?" When this list comes out, I open the window and I start screaming out, "It's here! It's here, people! Listen to my word!"
And your neighbor is like, "Shut up!"
Exactly.
Like you're in
"Oh,
Queens.
here he goes again. This asshole." So please, if you're into horror fiction, this is one-stop shopping for the next 12 months. And of course, Emily updates it on a monthly basis because the publishers, don't give her all the books at once. So it's constantly being updated. So please check that out because it's so great. And then we're just going to finish up with streaming. And I've got 5.
Okay.
So we have The Sacrifice Game, which is on Shudder. This is a period piece. I think it's 3 girls get taken hostage at a boarding school over like the Christmas break.
Okay.
And it's kind of like a Manson-y vibe, cult-ish or criminal-ish kind of people.
Okay.
But the trailer looked sufficiently interesting.
Is that during that time frame? Like, is it in the 60s or is it more modern day?
No, it's in that time frame.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, for sure. It's in that time frame.
Okay.
Then you've got There's Something in the Barn, and I actually wanted to tell you about this.
Okay. I just saw the trailer.
This felt Shannon-y to me.
Okay.
And it felt Shawnee to me. Hey, Martin stars in it, who I adore, Face Kisses. It seems like gateway horror. They go to, I believe it's Norway, because he inherits his the family home.
Like the cottage, or well, not really cottage, but it's in Norway.
And elves just start to torment him, and I cannot wait to watch this. I cannot wait. So that's on VOD. So streaming platforms, wherever you rent your movies, check it out. This one is interesting. This one is called Lord of Misrule, and it's folk horror.
Okay.
And it is on VOD.
Okay.
And it's from the director that did The Boy and Orphan First Kill. Now here's the thing. I understand that some people, those films are a little, they're a little divisive. I happen to like The Boy. It didn't completely land, but I thought it was very well made.
Okay.
And it's kind of like one of those movies that you put on a Saturday afternoon, and you're like, this will do. This is fine.
Especially on a rainy day like today. Like, all right.
Orphan First Kill, I will argue, is a pretty damn good movie for a sequel. To Orphan.
I was curious about that, especially because it's when did Orphan come out? Like, I feel like it came out so long ago.
It did, and now they're talking about an Orphan 3 that just dropped this week.
Yes, I did see that.
I'm putting it out there, sinners. Orphan First Kill is a really entertaining, highly entertaining horror movie. It really took me by surprise, and I had passed up on it. I'm like, I don't want to watch Orphan First Kill. What are you, nuts? And I started reading the reviews and seeing online, people were like, it's not what you think. You got to check it out. They were right.
All right. I definitely got to check that one out.
So anyway, back to Lord of Misrule. I checked out the trailer. It is thoroughly folk horror, and it looked really good.
Okay.
It looked creepy as hell. Very atmospheric.
Nice.
Then you've got, I only have 4. And then you have Raging Grace, which, again, checked out this trailer, and it looked, this nanny from the Philippines, which comes into play, and her daughter she takes a job as a nanny in this gigantic mansion, and I believe she's like hiding her daughter from the owner, like the daughter doesn't know the daughter's there.
Okay.
But it's a mansion, so she's hiding her away, and she's taking care of the lovely old man. And then the vibe from the trailer is that the daughter is trying to kill the old man, but from what I've read about it, it's kind of like a class struggle, with very creepy elements, and the trailer looked really good.
Okay.
So, I have this thing for one location horror movies. If a director can pull it off, I'm incredibly impressed.
Yeah.
Oh, and sinners, what I wanted to tell you is that I'm not a huge fan of Rotten Tomatoes because I don't like the algorithm that they use. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I don't think it's very fair. Because a lot of my movies that I like have a splat.
Well, I also feel like, too, like, they, like, a lot of people like consider that so high. Like they're like, oh my god, like Rotten Tomatoes. I'm like, fuck Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, like
Fuck you, Rotten Tomatoes.
fuck you. Yeah,
If I see you on the street, you better fucking be ready to throw. They'll absolutely crush me.
yeah. We'll be splats.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just picturing a big tomato walking down the street.
We got to do that movie one day. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. I fucking love that movie.
That's going to be our month of either horror comedies or, like, horror slapstick.
Okay.
Because that just goes so far, but I love that. The one thing I'll give Rotten Tomatoes credit for, and the one thing I want to put on your radar, Sinners, is that they actually do a thing that's very, very, very helpful. They have a section of new streaming for the month, and they update it weekly. So you can go on there and don't worry about the ratings. Don't listen to any of that bullshit.
Yeah.
But you can go on there and you can see what dropped for the week, and you can play the trailer.
Nice.
So as far as that goes, that's actually very helpful. So okay, Rotten Tomatoes, good on you for that. But if we see you, you're gonna go fucked up. So that's it.
Gonna meet you by the flagpole.
That's it.
We're gonna be splats.
Yeah. We're very splatty. All right, then, you gotta take us out here.
And that's a cut.
Yeah, splat, splat, splat.